Let's talk about the US dollar, the global heavyweight of currencies. For years, it's been the Beyoncé of money, powerful, everywhere, and seemingly unstoppable. But in 2025, the dollar's luck ran out. Its value dropped 11% in just 6 months, the worst start to a year since 1973. What triggered the panic? In April, the Trump administration announced sweeping tariffs on imports, spooking markets and wiping $5 trillion off the S&P 500 in 3 days. Even after most tariffs were paused, the damage was done. Investors saw U.S. economic policy as unpredictable. The dollar tried to recover in July, but the bounce was weak. Experts now agree. The era of the ever-stronger dollar is over. The party's finished, the hangover is real, and no one's sure who'll clean up the mess. The dollar's slide isn't just a blip, it's the new normal. The world is watching, and the question isn't if the dollar will recover, but how far it will fall. Welcome to the dollar's very bad year. So, what knocked the dollar off its throne? It's a mix of wild policy swings, ballooning debt, and shifting global priorities. The Trump administration's unpredictable tariffs and attacks on the Federal Reserve have rattled investors. America's national debt has soared to $36.2 trillion, 124% of the entire economy. New tax cuts are set to add even more, making the U.S. look less like a safe bet and more like a gambler on a losing streak. Meanwhile, the Federal Reserve is expected to cut interest rates, erasing the dollar's edge over other currencies. With lower returns and higher risk, global investors are pulling back from U.S. assets. Central banks are buying gold at record levels, hedging against a dollar decline. Foreigners are selling off U.S. stocks and bonds, betting against the dollar's future. The world's trust in the dollar is fading, and alternatives are looking more attractive. The dollar's dominance relied on stability and confidence. Both are now in short supply. The global financial system is quietly shifting away from the greenback. The dollar's popularity contest, it's losing, fast. Why should you care about a weaker dollar? Because it hits your wallet. Imported goods, wine, cars, electronics are getting pricier. Your dream trip abroad, more expensive too. America's buying power is shrinking and you'll feel it at the checkout. But there's a silver lining. U.S. exports are now cheaper for the world, boosting American manufacturers and jobs. For developing countries, a weaker dollar makes it easier to pay off dollar-denominated debts. The euro is surging, and investors are shifting money to Europe, signaling a transfer of economic influence. The world is diversifying, and the dollar is no longer the only game in town. For the first time in decades, the global balance is shifting. The dollar's weakness is everyone's business. The world is hedging its bets, and so should you. Is the dollar collapsing? Not quite. What we're seeing is a major correction, not an apocalypse. The dollar's been artificially strong for years, now it's coming back to earth. It's still the world's main reserve currency, used in over half of global trade. No other currency is ready to take its place overnight. Not the euro, not the yuan. But the dollar's dominance is fraying, thanks to unpredictable US policies and soaring debt. The world is looking for alternatives, and the shift is happening faster than expected. We're moving toward a system where the dollar, euro, and yuan share the stage. It's not a collapse, but a slow, steady decline in the dollar's supremacy. The era of the unchallenged dollar is ending, by our own hand. So, what's next? Most forecasts say the dollar will keep weakening through 2025 and beyond. Expect higher prices for imports and travel, but a boost for U.S. exporters. The world will see easier debt payments for some, and a rebalancing of global trade. The key is adaptation. Those waiting for the dollar's glory days to return will be disappointed. Short-term rebounds are possible, but the long-term trend is clear. Global investors are diversifying away from the dollar. This isn't a disaster, but it is a fundamental shift in the world order. America's economic influence remains huge, but it's no longer absolute. The dollar is moving from monarch to council member in the global currency club. For the US, it's a wake-up call. Strength can fade fast when taken for granted. The world is changing, and so is the dollar's place in it.